The Sports Scouting Report with Lee Burkeen. Brought to you by Medines Collision Center in Baton Rouge. Take control, choose Medines. Grosse Savant Lodge, south of Lake Charles, the true sportsman's paradise. Treads and Care Company in Central, the tires you need, the service you want. Harvey Auto in Shreveport, Bossier City, the name you have trusted for years. And Gage in Baton Rouge. Get better connected with Gage. Here's your host, Lee Burkeen.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lee Burkeen, the host of Sports Scouting Report podcast. We're filming here at the Giulio Brothers Italian Restaurant on Perkins Road, right by Acadian, not far from LSU. And we've got a great guest today, Korey, Lindsay, the head coach at Liberty High School, old Lehigh, Liberty High School. He's doing a great job. Korey played in the NFL. We're going to talk about his days in the NFL with the Colts, the Bengals, the Saints, and the Canadian League. He played a little time in Canada. It was probably a little cold for Korey, but we'll talk about that. He coached college ball at Southern Illinois, where he played, where he was an All-American cornerback back in the day. And we'll talk about his dad, who's a high school coach in Baton Rouge, who I played against way back in the day in the 80s. I'm a fossil. We'll be right back. Listen, whatever you're driving right now, Tommy Harvey wants it. Bring it in to Harvey Subaru, Lexus of Shreveport, Bossier City, or John Harvey Toyota. They're paying big bucks for all trades right now. They'll cut you a check right there. Tell them Lee sent you.
What does that bug man do?
Not only do we do pest control, we do odor control, bat removal, moisture control, rodents, and of course, bed bug control. Give the bug man a call. We get them before they get you.
Welcome back. I can smell the aroma right now. The bread's cooking. You know all that bread you get with your meal every time you eat at an Italian restaurant, you got to have the bread, right, and butter. At least that's me anyway. I need to get off the bread if you want to know the truth. They have great bread here, great pizza. We'll have one out in about 30 minutes for the coaches. But I want to go to our guest, Korey Lindsay, who is a former NFL DB, former Southern Illinois All-American cornerback and Canadian League, and now the head coach at Liberty High School here in Baton Rouge. Korey, thanks for joining us, man.
Nice to be here. Thank you.
You told me when you were born, boy, that dates me.
Some time back, 89.
89, but you went to Scotlandville.
Yes, sir.
Where you were all state.
Yes, sir.
And then your career, man, has just went full fold to being a head coach.
Yes.
Second year.
Yes, sir.
And we'll get to where the injuries last year, your first year. I've never seen, we'll get to it right now, but I've never seen a high school football team with so many seniors get hurt.
Yeah.
Crazy injuries in the first 3 weeks.
First 3 weeks.
Your star running back, Caleb Jackson.
Yes, sir.
Missed the whole year, basically.
Yep, Caleb Jackson.
Who's going to LSU.
Yep. Just our future, which was, right in the moment last year. Caleb being a four-star guy, just real high commodity, a lot of hype around him. Also, us moving from 4A to 5A. We was excited to see, our caliber kids play on that level. And Caleb went down first half of week 1. Didn't get cleared from the doctors with a small hairline fracture to December 28th of 22-2. So he missed an entire year. So
and you're like, that's my 1,500-yard running back.
That's my guy. And
30 touchdowns.
Up to 5A. We definitely needed to see him.
Right.
We needed him. So.
And good news is for Caleb and LSU fans, and like Korey knows, there's a lot of LSU fanatics in Baton Rouge.
No doubt.
Caleb's now healthy.
Fully healthy.
And you said, which is crazy, and I knew he was fast, but tell everybody what he ran in track in the 100 at over 200-something pounds.
Yes. Well, he just PR'd in the state meet at track with a 10.61. At 218 pounds. I just seen him last week. We're at
218 pounds.
218 pounds.
Not 180.
Not 180. And everyone who beat him in that 100 was 180 and below. So that kind of spoke
10.61.
10.61. The guy that won it ran like a 10.45. He was about 179 pounds, they said. So Caleb was the only 200-plus guy in that race. And he let the LSU fanatics know he's going to make Death Valley roar. Yeah.
And, Coach, I saw him, and I came by the school and interviewed him with you. And you were an assistant at the time.
Yes, sir.
Man, I mean, he's like 220 playing weight.
He's about 225 now, Lee. I just
lean.
seen him last week. He's lean, but he finished his first 2 weeks just with LSU, and you can just tell He's looking good. He's looking good.
And look, I know Noah Cain's a good back, but burst-wise and speed, Caleb is on another level.
That combo is going to be exciting to see. The physical, the stop and start, get to full speed right now.
Yeah.
It's going to be exciting to see Lee, and I can tell you that from just knowing him, seeing him since he was in youth up to now. He's had that home run speed, and I'm just excited that he'll be able to stay home and show all us LSU fans and Baton Rouge people what he can do.
And you know what fans get caught up in now, and even I do sometimes. You got all these early enrollees, and people see the spring game. Yeah, but not all the freshmen are on the team.
No, all the freshmen weren't there. He was not.
Caleb was not an early enrollee.
He was not in early.
So he didn't play in the spring game.
No.
He's training now with the team.
He just started summer workouts. We're there in like week 2 now.
I'm going to date myself before we take a break, but one of the most famous players I've seen come out of the old Lehigh, Liberty High, Reggie Torber, went to Auburn, was an All-American DN at Auburn 2 years in a row. Was a 6'3", 230-pound running back from Liberty High School. And great players come out. Al Richardson was an All-American at LSU. Eugene Daniels. Leonard Smith was an All-American. He's in the Hall of Fame.
Yes, legendary guy.
McNeese State. Just on and on and on. Mike Delicano, quarterback. Just on and on and on. They had a punter that went to LSU and did well from Lehigh. But we're going to take a break. We'll have more Coach Lindsey, and we're going to talk about his days at Southern Illinois. And I just want to know how cold it was. We'll be right back. Gros Savon Lodge, the true sportsman's paradise. Gros Savon Lodge has fresh and saltwater fishing, alligator hunting, waterfowl hunting, and eco tours located south of Lake Charles, Louisiana. Give them a call at 337-598-2357. That number to call again is 337-598-2357, and have the time of your life. Listen, whatever you're driving right now, Tommy Harvey wants it. Bring it in to Harvey Subaru, Lexus of Shreveport, Bossier City, or John Harvey Toyota. They're paying big bucks for all trades right now. They'll cut you a check right there. Tell them Lee sent you. Welcome back. Lee Burkeen, host of the Sports Scouting Report podcast. We've got Korey Lindsey, the head football coach at Liberty High School here in Baton Rouge. Where are they? They're right off of Highland and Perkins and the whole Lehigh there. I mean, it's Liberty High School, great school, great academics.
Yes.
Hard to get into Liberty.
Yes.
You got a test to get in, right?
Yes, sir. You got a test to get in.
That helps you as a football coach. You got to worry about the grades.
Yes, definitely. Grades is always first and foremost over there, and we're trying to get that to mirror the athletics around there. With it being a newly built school and getting that athletics back enrolled there, that's our point right now. Trying to make sure we merge the academics with the athletics around there.
When you were at Southern Illinois, Jay Sawwell, who recruited you, and
sir.
I worked with him way back. It's a small world.
Yes, sir.
I'd mentioned to you Brandon Jacobs, the big 6'4", 255-pound running back from Assumption High School that I watched, was a freak.
Yes, me too.
Tell everybody, because he was before you at Southern Illinois, and then you played against him in an NFL game.
Yes. Kind of story was, I was a fan of Brandon Jacobs already, been a Louisiana athlete. I seen him on Friday Night Sports Line with Assumption. Always was a fan from afar. He went to Southern Illinois in 2004. And the same guys that came down recruited me in 2007, they came down and basically introduced that same pitch. Like, hey, we recruited Brandon Jacobs. We love our Louisiana guys. We got 5 guys from Louisiana on the roster, including legendary Saints, Buford Jordan's son, Brandon Jordan. He was one of the guys that came from John Curtis that was on the roster. Another guy, Craig Turner, that played at Hansville. Those guys are just names from Louisiana that did their thing down here and was at Southern Illinois. And when Coach Saville came to recruit me, man, he let us know, like, if we don't go to LSU here in Louisiana, we should come to Southern Illinois. Brandon Jacobs did it. He went on to have success, and I believed him. And I went on down there and had success, and kind of fast forward to my first, after I get drafted from Southern Illinois, my first preseason game. We're playing the New York Giants.
The Bengals.
The Bengals. I was with the Bengals. We were in New Jersey, and I seen Brandon Jacobs across the field, and I was like, I'm going to introduce myself. Game ended. I hustled across, man, ran up on him, let him know, hey, I'm Korey Lindsey. I went to Southern Illinois. I was recruited by Coach Saville, Coach Keel. I just wanted to come introduce myself. And he gave me a big smile and a hug and said, welcome Salukis. And that was kind of a pivotal moment for me just because seeing them from afar, never meeting them and getting a chance to see them in an NFL atmosphere was something I'll never forget.
Now, you were a Bengal.
Yep.
And fast forward, you've got to be thinking now they got Burrow.
Yep.
Jamar Chase.
Yep.
They got all these great guys, and that franchise is just bam.
It's still bam because I was in the draft class with Andy Dalton, AJ Green.
Yeah.
Yeah. So guys that just left that organization. So I still root for them. Still root for those guys. I came in a year after Ocho left, Carson Palmer.
Yeah.
So that franchise is on its way. I'm loving it.
How cold was Southern Illinois?
Very cold. Very cold. From Baton Rouge to there. The adjustment. They didn't have indoor facilities there too. So that was a real transition for me mentally as a student athlete. Just going from our climate to there and still trying to have success. It was a mental hurdle. I can tell you that.
So you played for the Cardinals in the NFL.
Yes, sir.
Arizona.
Yep. I started off with the Bengals. Traded to the Arizona Cardinals.
Colts.
Yep. Went to the Colts after that year.
The Saints.
Then I left the Colts, came to the Saints 2013. That was the lockout year.
And not my favorite team with the Cowboys.
Yep. And I finished up with the Cowboys.
Why can't the Cowboys win a playoff game?
I don't know, man. My whole family, my dads, my uncles, all them Cowboy guys too. So I don't know.
Marcus Spears retired there, another Baton Rouge guy.
Yes, sir.
And now they've got Cox, who's from LSU, and another Baton Rouge linebacker.
Yep. They love the Louisiana guy.
From Southern Lab. They love Southern Lab because of Spears and all those guys. And they've had the DB from Scotlandville right now.
Kelvin Joseph.
Kelvin Joseph, who's doing a good job.
Doing a good job.
They just can't win that.
They're trying to get over that hump.
I'm a Steelers fan. I grew up a Steelers fan.
Okay. Yeah, all right.
I'm an old Terry Bradshaw guy.
Yeah.
Mel Blount.
Gotcha.
Lynn Swan, Stallworth.
Yeah, all those guys.
Mike
Legendary
Webster,
guy.
Mean Joe Green.
Yeah. Steel curtain guy.
You coached a lot too.
Yes, sir.
And prior to high school ball, people need to know this. I mean, Korey's here, and it's a treasure to have him in high school ball in Baton Rouge. But you went to Southwest Minnesota State.
Yes, sir.
Wayne State.
Yes, sir.
Pittsburgh State.
Yes,
I know
sir.
all these schools from the coaches convention.
Oh yeah.
And then you were at Southern Illinois starting out.
Yep.
But you learned a lot with those schools, huh, Korey?
Yeah. Well, once I finished up my playing days, the coaches that were intact at Southern Illinois were my former teammates. The head coach, Nick Hill, was my former teammate. He was a quarterback when I was a true freshman. The secondary coach, Marty Rogers, which was my best friend, I played with him for 3 years, was a corner coach. So when I went back 2017-18, those guys were in position. They encouraged me to come back, get in the coaching profession. And I did that. And I learned a lot. I sponged up that whole year being a student coach under those guys, my former teammates. And I left there and I went, just started to run my own room. And I started off at Southwest Minnesota State. And then Coach Jared Keel, best friend, Tim Beck, who was down at Pittsburgh State, gave me a call. I guess that was through my relationship with Coach Keel. And I went down to Powerhouse D2 Pittsburgh State. After COVID hit, I ended up going to Wayne State with Coach John McMenamin, who's now the receiver coach at Tulane.
Yeah.
So I'm just connected to some real good guys, man. I was fortunate to be around those guys. COVID hit, mom's got sick down here, and being the only son kind of pulled me out of the college coaching profession and back home.
I was going to mention that, man.
That's how I get back home.
Kudos to you.
Thank you.
Because you did what I did.
Yeah.
My mom had cancer for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
You got to take care of mom.
Got to take care of mom.
And to give up coaching speaks a lot.
Yes. Being the only son, it was no question. Didn't blink twice about it. My mom did 17 days in the ICU. Yep, during COVID. And I came home, and she's now fully healed. She recovered a year later, and a good friend at Liberty, Brandon White, athletic director, basketball coach. Man, them former teammates at Park Forest Middle, won middle school championship together, and he gave me a call, like, Coach, you in town? I was like, yes. He was like, man, how long you gonna be here? And I was like, I'm not sure right now, Lee. Yeah. Not sure how my college profession is gonna, if I'm getting back to it or not. Yeah. He said, well, man, if you don't go back, I would love to hire you at Liberty. I love what you're about, man. You've been my friend. You've been all over the world with it. I'd love to have you here at Liberty, man. So if you don't go back, please join us. And I took my friend up on that offer, having our relationship, and that's how I got to Liberty.
Good son.
Yes.
Good son.
Started off being a son.
Good for doing that.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Kudos to you for that.
Thank you.
I'll put off I didn't get into coaching actually about 12 years ago. Mm-hmm. I was offered a couple of spots at a junior college that was the window, get too old, not too old.
Yeah, right in the middle.
Mom got sick.
Yeah.
And I told Coach, Ken Carter, who played quarterback at Tulane, but he was at a Mississippi Junior College. I said,
Yes, sir.
man, I'm just blown away you'd even ask me to come be an in-house recruiting guy.
Yeah.
But I said, I gotta
Gotcha.
stay here with Mom.
Yeah. Yes.
You coached track and safeties
Yeah.
prior to being head coach at Liberty.
Yes, I was assistant DB coach, just coaching the corners, what I did in college. And when I came in, I needed a track guy. And I was in the transition of making sure we have those football guys training and developing in the offseason. So I took the head track coach, added like 40 of our football guys and make sure I was working them in the offseason. And I was really intrigued by that. I loved doing track. That was my first year, so it's cool.
I ran against track. His dad, Keith Woods,
Mm-hmm.
fastest human being on the planet. And the reason I know Keith so well, even if Keith wouldn't have got into coaching, your dad, who played at Capitol for the legendary late Roman Bates,
Yes, sir.
on the football field in pads, I don't care what your dad timed, nobody could catch him.
Yeah.
I mean, he was like stealth speed.
Yeah, he was fast football.
And I ran a 4.5 back in the day. But I'm talking about another level of 4.5 on the field.
Yes, no doubt. He was a fast football guy. Not a true track guy, but he was a fast football
I
player.
ran 100 meters against him. It was like, when I saw Keith running, I'm like, man.
Yeah, that's my mentor. My dad, man, just being a coach's son, him still being a high school head coach. Ever since I was in 5th grade, he's been my high school coach. I'm now 34, so he's been very pivotal in my life and my transition into coaching and just the football life I've kind of grown and been accustomed with. It's kind of developed from him.
We're going to take a break. We'll come back. I want to ask Korey about his players coming up. He's got a good team.
Yep.
They don't have Caleb Jackson, and they lost a big senior group, but
sir.
he's got some talented kids coming back and a lot of young guys coming back
Yes, sir.
that have a chance to be really good at Liberty High School in Baton Rouge. We'll be right back.
What does that bug man do?
Not only do we do pest control, we do odor control, bat removal, moisture control, rodents, and of course, bed bug control. Give the bug man a call. We get them before they get you.
Gros Savon Lodge, the true sportsman's paradise. Gros Savon Lodge has fresh and saltwater fishing, alligator hunting, waterfowl hunting, and eco tours located south of Lake Charles, Louisiana. Give them a call at 337-598-2357. That number to call again is 337-598-2357, and have the time of your life. Welcome back, everybody. Lee Burkeen. We're at the Giulio Brothers Italian Restaurant on Perkins Road. If you don't know where it's at, look, go toward LSU campus, cross over Acadian like you're going toward LSU. It's on the right. Great Italian restaurant, homemade food. Mike Johnson's the owner. They do a great job. Today, I'm probably getting a salad, though. All the food I've been eating, you gotta cut back. They have a good shrimp salad, by the way, grilled or fried shrimp salad. I love shrimp.
Yeah.
And I got to cut back on the bread a little bit. But
I understand.
we've got a great guest, Korey Lindsey, the head coach at Liberty. Now we're going to talk about Liberty football team. You're losing Caleb.
Yep.
You're losing a big senior group. You're losing
Correct.
the group that started when the
program.
school
Yep.
started.
Yes, sir.
4-year guys.
Yep. 24 seniors.
24 seniors, but you got a lot of guys who lettered and a lot of good unknowns.
Yep.
Tell
A lot of good
everybody, Korey, about this core. You got the nucleus. It's just got to get it.
Well, we're young, but we do have the nucleus. With a lot of that 24 seniors last year, the 6 college guys that we did sign this spring, only one of those guys played. Injuries occurred for those guys about week 3. So all my underclassmen that's returning this year got a huge, valuable experience for last year in 5A.
Yeah.
So all those guys played. We only have 7 seniors returning, but those juniors and our sophomores played a lot of plays. So basically, we were a JV group last year out there playing in 5A. Just missing a lot of seniors and a lot of guys having to play. So I'm excited about it. Offensively, we're bringing back 2024 our starting center, who's been a 3-year starter, Keidron Holiday. He's going to anchor in our offensive line. He's bringing sophomores and juniors back with him that all have experience now. We're going to be young at quarterback. I graduated as senior quarterback. But I have a sophomore, 2 sophomores that was developing last year on freshman and JV. That's doing a really good job for us from the spring right now through the summer. So we're looking to really, kind of scale the offense around those guys and their success. Defensively, we're bringing back a lot of returning starters. Key guys is Raymond McNeely, true sophomore. He's about 6'2". He's getting highly recruited right now. Started last year, made plays, honorable mention in 5A. and our defensive line returning all starters. So I'm excited about our team and where we're at. We're young, but the experience gained last year is going to be valuable.
Coach, talk about the 6 seniors that signed college scholarships. I mean,
Yes, sir.
you lost 3 on defense that were phenomenal.
Yes, sir.
2 linebackers.
2 linebackers.
That were as good as any that you'll see in the state.
Yeah. Well, the 2 linebackers Coach mentioned, Jordan Korey and Dylan Obear were our 2 inside linebackers. I lost both of those guys. But prior to those guys, I lost our defensive end, which is Lester Jones.
Yes.
He's going to he's at UL Lafayette right now. He didn't play a single down. He got hurt last spring.
6'3", can run.
6'3", can
230.
run. 230, didn't play a single snap and still got a scholarship to UL Lafayette this spring. So those 3 guys on defense was just a nail biter. And then Caleb's on offense. Another guy, Richard McNeely, was our all-state, all-district athlete. He's going to Southeastern this year. But having those 6 guys and not being able to have them at full tilt was, kind of our Achilles heel this year. But we didn't make any excuses. I just used that experience from our younger guys to help us this year, and I think it's going to come into play.
You play in the Denham Springs of the world. The 5A ball is a whole different deal, but having that, getting your feet wet, that sand, it's going to help these young guys.
It's definitely going to help us. And last year, playing all 3 groups last year, we played freshman, JV, and varsity. And I did that for development going into this year. I needed those guys to play on all of our classes. So this year, when we come in, you guys got to step up. It's not new. And so we only played the district last year, which I think was the valuable experience they needed. So now our guys excited. It's no more unknown, and that was what was going on last year.
Let me ask you this for the kids watching,
Yes, sir.
Korey, and the dads. This is the parents today. Patience is the key.
Yes.
We were more patient back then, I think.
Correct.
Because of the era, I believe.
Yes.
But you played in the NFL. You played pro ball.
Yes.
5 NFL teams, Canadian League football.
Yes, sir.
It's going to come to an end.
Yes, it will come to an end at some point.
And 90% can't retire from pro ball.
Correct.
So have your grades in order, right?
Yes, you got to have your school stuff inside, and that's the side that we're pushing at Liberty. The whole student athlete, not just the athlete side of it. So when these guys transition from here, they're ready for life. They're academically qualified. Every college that came by last year, Liberty student athletes were academically qualified, and that spoke volumes to what we're building over there.
Korey, look, good luck to you. I know you're doing a great job at Liberty.
Yes, sir.
Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Yes, sir. Baton
Baton Rouge raised, Scotlandville grad.
Yes, sir.
Your dad, Keith, I know is proud of you.
Yes, sir.
And he's a coach currently in Baton Rouge.
Yep.
And keep doing what you're doing, man.
I appreciate it, man.
Just love following you, going back to Scotlandville and then following you to Southern Illinois and then the pros.
Yep.
I didn't follow you with the Cowboys, but
Gotcha.
I followed you.
I
followed you with all those other ones.
I got you.
I'm a Steelers guy still.
I got you, man.
But man,
I
appreciate you,
Lee. Thank you for having me on, man.
Korey, Lindsay, we'll see everybody on our next show. We'll see everybody soon.
Thanks for listening to the Sports Scouting Report podcast with Lee King.